The United States and Israel launched a massive military operation against Iran, with explosions tearing through Tehran and cities across the country. As of now, missiles are still flying over Iraq headed for Iran, U.S. bases are under attack, and the world is scrambling to respond. This is one of the biggest military events in decades, and every minute it keeps escalating. So how did this start, and what's happening on the ground right now? Operation Epic Fury. On the 27th, that is Friday evening, peace talks were still happening between the U.S. and Iran. That is the part that makes today's events so stunning. Oman's foreign minister, Badr al-Busaidi, had been quietly brokering indirect nuclear negotiations between Washington and Tehran for months. On Friday evening, he told CBS News anchor Margaret Brennan that the two sides had made substantial progress and that Iran had agreed it would never develop nuclear material capable of making a bomb. A peace deal, he said, was within reach. Then, hours later, bombs started falling on Tehran. The U.S. military dubbed the assault Operation Epic Fury, while Israel's side was codenamed Operation Shield of Judah. President Trump posted an 8-minute video on Truth Social early Saturday morning, confirming the strikes and calling them a massive and ongoing operation. He accused Iran of rejecting every opportunity to walk away from its nuclear ambitions over 47 years and acknowledged plainly that American lives could be lost, saying that often happens in war. This did not come out of nowhere. Back in June 2025, the U.S. and Israel had already waged a 12-day war against Iran, targeting its ballistic missile stockpiles. After that, satellite images showed new activity at two of the bombed nuclear sites, suggesting Iran was attempting to recover. Starting in December 2025, massive anti-government protests erupted across more than 100 cities in Iran, the largest since the 1979 revolution. The regime responded with deadly force, and Trump stated on Friday that the Iranian government had killed approximately 32,000 of its own protesters. In the weeks before today's strikes, over a dozen U.S. naval ships and aircraft were quietly repositioned toward the Middle East, a buildup that made the operation anything but spontaneous. Saturday is the first day of the working week in Iran. Schools were full. Offices were open. Millions of ordinary Iranians were going about their morning when the explosions started. That timing was not accidental. CNN reported that unlike the June 2025 strikes which happened at night, these attacks began in broad daylight, and U.S. military sources have indicated this is planned to run for several days, not hours. The first and most symbolic target was the compound of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in downtown Tehran. Satellite imagery from Airbus, analyzed and confirmed by CNN, showed black smoke rising directly from the Beit-e-Rahabi, the complex that has served as the seat of Khamenei's power for decades. 7 missiles reportedly struck the area. 2 Israeli sources told CNN that Khamenei himself, along with President Masoud Pezeshkian and the head of Iran's armed forces, General Abdal-Rahim Mousavi, were among the personal targets of the strikes. Iranian state media quickly claimed both Khamenei and Pezeshkian were safe, though their exact locations were not confirmed. Back in Tehran, videos circulated online showing some Iranian citizens openly celebrating near the strikes on what they described as the regime's compound, a sharp reminder of just how deeply divided Iranians are about their own government. Iran promised it would respond if attacked, and it delivered on that promise fast. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced the launch of a first wave of ballistic missiles and drones targeting Israel and every U.S. military base it could reach across the region. What followed turned the entire Middle East into a war zone within hours.